Happy 4th of July, everybody. Thanks so much for being with us here on Atlanta News First and Atlanta News First Plus. You're taking a live look out at the city of Atlanta. Okay, look, let's talk about the annual Peachtree Road Race for just a minute now. And I want to let you know that, we've been streaming part of it courtesy of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, but it actually wrapped up a little bit early because of the extreme heat that we've been dealing with. And of course, it is an annual 4th of July tradition. This is the 55th running of the Peachtree Road Race. And again, this year is sponsored by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Because of the heat, the humidity, they ended the race early, like I say. Here's Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm with all the action.
A flyover from the Patriot parachute team greeted participants, and then it's off to the races, starting with the wheelchair division. Soon it's the elite runners' turn. And then, in wave after wave, other runners, 50,000 of them, get their turn at the starting line for the world's largest 10K.
I think the people on the side cheering you on, that helps.
Before many runners had even started, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Peachtree Road Race was already announcing the winners. Sebastian Sawe in the men's division and Stacy Nadiwa in the women's division, both from Kenya. Meanwhile, some runners were just starting the toughest part of the race.
Cardiac Hill is crazy.
Yep, Cardiac Hill.
Once that hill kicked in right there, it was, we tried to fight through it. I tried to fight through it, but about halfway up, I blew a gasket or something.
Participants come in all shapes, sizes, costumes, and ages. Many of them do this every year.
I'm my third.
And how old are you?
I'm 17.
We do it every year. This is my 28th year.
At the finish line, we saw race participants, Senator Raphael Warnock and Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens, congratulating the winners. And we caught up with invited runner Tommy Runs from Detroit.
It's super hard, and you wonder why you're doing it while you're out there, and then you finish, and you see all the happy faces and all the hard work, and you see why people keep coming back to torture themselves.
By a little after 10:30 a.m., weather conditions were so brutal, race organizers ended the race early. Still, those who finished were all smiles.
The crowd is fun, and knowing that you're on the same road as professionals is just so much fun.
In Atlanta, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
And on this 4th of July, a patriotic parade underway in Marietta. People there celebrating in a lot of different ways, especially with it being an election year. Patriotism means so much. And it means many different things to different people. Political reporter Doug Reardon was at the parade in Marietta today where the fun will last into tonight.
Yeah, the parade wrapped up around noontime, and now it is just food and fun out here at Marietta Square in Cobb County until, of course, the fireworks later on tonight. And on this distinctly American holiday, everyone takes some meaning from its importance, right? And that is especially true this year. With so much polarization around this upcoming election, you would never know it out here when we talk to people. And we ask them, what does this 4th mean to you in this particular time?
It's Independence Day, so it's very special for everybody, I'm assuming. Not just for the hot dogs, for the history on it.
I think 4th of July is just mainly about Declaration of Independence, and I'm glad we live in this great country. I'm not really too concerned about politics in 2024.
And of course, it was a hot one out here today. People we saw beating the heat with umbrellas. Some of the floats here in the parade were also handing out bottles of water. From Marietta, Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.
Thanks so much to Doug for that report. And of course, it's that time of year. A lot of people they're enjoying fireworks at the public displays, but a lot of people, of course, try to, create their own fireworks displays themselves. But a new report shows that there were 9,700 fireworks-related injuries last year and 8 deaths. So really a warning to be careful about just, the injury rate every single 4th of July. A lot of the patients that we're talking about were treated from burns caused by sparklers, which are actually often given to kids. Here's some expert advice.
Burn at about 2,000 degrees, which is the same temperature as some blowtorches. If you wouldn't give a kid a blowtorch, which you shouldn't do, you really shouldn't give them a sparkler either.
Yeah, so safety advocates say if you do plan to use fireworks at home, remember the acronym WOW. W for water, to have it handy to douse fires. Also, the O for one at a time, never light off multiple fireworks. And W for walk away, just walk away once it's been lit. Okay, let's talk about a grassroots movement now to keep the peace and stop teenage crime. It's being spearheaded by black men who support the community. Sorry, let me change the video here. So Atlanta News First Yasmina Alston has more from DeKalb County.
Giving them something other to do and think about than what may be available in the neighborhood.
This space in DeKalb County has it all: the books, the arts, the health and fitness.
If not us, then who? Right? I think at 100 Black Men, we have a responsibility to our community.
That's why the 100 Black Men of DeKalb County teamed up with Privé Event Center for their Summer of Peace program. It's designed to give young people a place to have fun and be safe. A creative space where they can take art classes, violence prevention training, read books, and even learn music production. The goal is to provide a weekly program that will focus on violence prevention while having fun.
Well, I remember being 15 and available for the summer and not quite knowing what to do. And when we had community centers and programs that were available, that kept us somewhere safe. And so what we hope happens is that parents will use this as an opportunity to send their children somewhere, because it's free, where they can be safe.
The organizers say they see the youth violence in Metro Atlanta. Just overnight, 2 teens were killed and 1 was injured in an Atlanta shooting. 100 Black Men of DeKalb County President-elect Troy Vincent says they simply want to show young people there are other options.
It's becoming all too often. The problem is the problem is widespread, but if you don't give kids something to emulate, you don't give them something to do, then inevitably that's what happens.
Yasmina Alston, Atlanta News First.
Thanks so much to Yasmina for that report. Okay, so, 4th of July holiday, a lot of people rent cars. Maybe you've already rented a car. Better Call Harry has a warning for you. So Atlanta News First Investigates has been looking into rental car companies that could send you a bill for damage that actually is not your fault. Better Call Harry has some answers that could actually save you thousands of dollars.
I've been looking at car rental contract policies all day, and the terms under each policy are all over the place. For example, did you know that if your car is stolen and you don't have the key fob to prove it, you could be on the hook for the value of the car? And what about damage? Can you prove it wasn't your fault? Watch this, and you can.
Rental car companies make it too easy to jump in and go. Please don't. See how I'm doing a very slow walk-around video? I am looking for pre-existing damage so they can document it. I do a complete walk-around plus video of the interior. The whole thing took about a minute. Here's the perfect example of how pictures and videos can save you hundreds, even thousands of dollars. My wife rented a car and took 2 pictures. I asked her to take a video, but okay. Do you notice anything? I'll give you a hint. Look at the windshield. It's an easy miss. A couple of days later, oh no. A cracked windshield. And guess what? Under the terms of the rental agreement, the driver is responsible. The rental car company sent a letter with instructions to contact the insurance company and/or credit card company to report this claim. Here's where the pictures save the day. Take a closer look. Do you see it now? That appears to be a rock chip. It is pre-existing damage where the crack began. We sent the pictures to the rental car company and it dropped the case. Balance owed? 0.
Let's go back to the insurance policy question. Should you use your policy to cover the rental or the rental car's policy? If you have full coverage, meaning liability, collision, medical, and comprehensive, then yes, go ahead. But if you only have liability, you are rolling the dice. Option B is your credit card. Check to see what kind of coverage it offers. Better Call Harry, Atlanta News First.
More on that and all of our top stories on atlantanewsfirst.com. And also want to remind you that we have a list of all the fireworks celebrations on our website, atlantanewsfirst.com. Thanks for joining us.